What's going on, my babies? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. How we doing out here? We are chilling. Got my fresh cut. I look fab. And let me just and on today's agenda, we're gonna figure out what the fuck to do with this thing. We're probably gonna carry on applying the runes on our face all around. And then probably the soul stone. Then we're gonna have to figure out what the fuck to do with the bottom part. Because I don't want to just leave it like this. Kind of feels empty, unfinished. I might just remove it completely, do a render like this. Don't know yet. But we're gonna figure out on the during today's stream. What I've done off stream yesterday is I got a lovely base model of this statue from CG Trader from someone called. Wait, I'm trying to find the. Doesn't say the name, so back to see. Because I don't want to leave it without credit. I basically just got the base model of this and then modified it a little bit, just to save time. A model by 3D Arcvale. If anyone's interested, it's a free model on CG Trader. Throw this guy some love. Because so I went ahead. I do it a lot. If I have an opportunity to save time on my workflow, and if I can find like the exact thing that I'm looking for already made on either CG Trader or some other website that sells or provides pre-made models, royalty-free models, I rather pay the creator or give him a donation, like how I did in this case. The model was free, but you know, I give the guy credit. I left him a donation. You know, and yeah, and it saves time in the pipeline. It's not like I couldn't have modeled it myself, but it would take another 3 to 4 hours to flash that thing out, and it's not a main element in my art piece. Like if it was something that would be the focus of the piece, then I would I would go in and I would create it from scratch to kind of put my own touch on it and make it my own, right? That makes sense. But when it's small things like these, if I can quickly find them online and pay the creator or grab it if it's royalty free and it's out there for distribution, it's not like I'm ripping anyone off. I'm going on the official websites like CG Trader and looking for models on those, like CG Trader, the Turbo Squid, I think it's called Iggy, YGGIE, Iggy. So there's a bunch of them. And usually, like, if I can't find something, I look on many of them. I just Google, and then I go through all these official websites. And sometimes, most of the time, I find what I'm looking for. And then, yeah, I just get it through the official means by paying for them. Or if they're royalty free and they're free models, then look, it's still not copyright infringement. It just saves time for small details, small models that I can integrate into my larger piece. If I can quickly get them, it's basically like using Shutterstock or FreePic if you're a graphic designer or a Photoshop artist or something like that. It's the same thing, right? You just go on Shutterstock, you look for, I don't know, a logo design or a texture or something like that, and you quickly, because you have a subscription on Shutterstock, or you pay per picture or per item that you want to get. It's the same thing. It's royalty free. You just pay for it, you get it, and then you can use it. And most of the time, I don't use them as they are. I modify them according to the composition that I'm doing, because a lot of the time, you know, I needed to work with the style that I'm going with, the modeling techniques that I'm applying on the rest of the model have to basically have to match across everything that I have on the art piece. Because if something like let's say I designed a skull or a character and it's been designed like a H.R. Geiger type of aesthetic, like an alien looking thing, right? And then I go ahead and I add like a, I don't know, what would be a good example? Like a Pokemon looking character, right? To that, on top of that character. Or I don't know, something more like a Pixar looking asset. Those two styles don't work together, they clash. So if you adding something or you keep bashing, you have to make sure that once you bring an asset from the outside into your art piece or into your pipeline, you have to link them together. You have to match them. You have to make sure that maybe you remodel it slightly or tweak it in a way that you know, it matches the style. So what I've done with these statues in particular, mostly they're stayed the same, but I did introduce some type of, you know, decay and damage to them. I put another kind of detailing pass on the wings. I created, I basically redesigned the head a little bit to match what I need, because usually if you know Diablo lore, or if you've ever played any Diablo games, the angels usually in Diablo, angels don't have faces, they have hoods. Hoods. They wear these type of battle tunics that kind of have like full hoods, and they cover their full heads. And so within Diablo art language, you would expect angels to be hooded, which is why I redesigned the head for it, and then I just basically merged it with, you know, Lilith's horn, so it kind of fits. It has a place. You know, it actually took me quite a while to figure out yesterday how to place them and where to place them, and this curvature of the horn felt like a natural kind of niche, because the wings have the curve, and then they kind of follow. Obviously, I had to edit it a little bit with the move brush so that it follows this curve that we have on the horn, so that it kind of fits perfectly into that kind of cradle. And the same thing here on the demon side. I kind of did a little bit of a little less retouching on the demon side because it's already pretty detailed and, you know, quite vague and scary, and I didn't really, it looks like a gothic kind of projection, not projection, but like a gothic adaptation of what the demon would look like, so it fits aesthetic anyway. And so, yeah, and that's all I did off stream. I haven't touched anything else. Yeah, right now we're just gonna proceed with the rest of the face, how we want to do that, and we'll see. What the Oh, look! New videos on YouTube. Ooh, interesting. Uh, nah, 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 nah. There you go. Whatever.
Asmongold sing. Single-handedly propping up Diablo 4 numbers. Uh-oh.
This might be tinfoil hat, might not be, but I just kind of went down another rabbit hole and I discovered something pretty interesting. Asmongold is single-handedly propping up the viewership on Diablo 4. It's not just Asmongold. I mean, there's other big streamers that are playing, playing it. Log on to that game on Twitch and, like this one right here.
She's playing, I mean, it is what it is, right? But yeah.
Listen, it is what it is. I have watched that stream. Cheers, Amaranth.
And really driving up the numbers, and it's really causing a lot of the white knights over on the 4 forums which is funny because like 2
Fucking
weeks
love
before
her.
season came out, they were like, "Don't look at the Twitch numbers as a way to judge the game's popularity."
Diablo is a game that you play, not a game you watch. That is the biggest cope that I've ever seen.
That's
about any
big
game.
as
Is it like,
bullshit.
yeah, obviously some games are better or worse for viewership, but like any time that I hear somebody saying that, it is always coping for why nobody wants to watch their game.
Because, you know, Blizzard won't tell us exact numbers of what's going on.
That's smart.
And
They
then
shouldn't.
2 weeks later, here they are saying, "Oh, look at all the numbers going. Look at all the people that are watching the game. Oh, it must be real popular." Well, look, you can see an actual direct correlation from when, let's use Asmongold as an example.
All right.
You can actually see on this graph, this is from TwitchTracker.com, by the way.
Stream?
You can actually see when he logs onto the game. It's actually pretty comical.
Is it that bad?
So you see these huge peaks and valleys right
Holy
here?
shit.
It's this one also,
Oh my god.
and then it's Thursday. It's this one right here.
Well, why aren't they paying me? Like, I don't understand. Like, this is bullshit. What is this? I'm getting cheated.
Getting
I'm paying
finessed,
them?
boy.
Okay, so let's
paying
say
John
it's not just
Cena.
crazy
Oh,
talk. I actually
true.
got it correlated here. Okay, here's Asmongold, Zachar.
Mm-hmm.
Here's all the times that he streamed Diablo 4.
Right.
Which, by the way, bro, we'll be playing this. We'll be giving them the viewers. We need them to fix it. We need them to go into emergency mode, not microtransaction mode with the damn expansion.
Yeah.
Holy Jesus.
I'm not.
What is that? What the fuck is that? What is that, Asmongold?
Diablo 4.
Diablo 4? You're playing Diablo 4?
no.
I'm supporting
Diablo 4.
You know
Oh,
this
God.
is the worst game of the year, don't you, Asmon?
The worst game of
You
the
know
year.
that everybody thinks this is trash, don't you? Then why are you playing it?
Interesting stream.
Because you were streaming.
That's amazing.
Asmongold has dishonored himself and the community.
Oh my god.
I have tried to warn him, but he will not listen.
Look.
So let's look at August 3rd. We'll come over here to August 3rd.
Dude, I can't believe it's that big of a difference. Does like nobody want to watch Diablo 4 or something? Like, let me pull up the what's it called? The Twitch. Jesus. This guy was a view botter for years. So I don't even trust this number. And then number 2 is some Korean girl without a webcam, and it's like 200 viewers. What the fuck happened? How did this happen, guys? This is really bad. Like
Diablo
what
4,
the fuck?
bad.
Baldur's Gate's at 72. Look at this. Oh my god.
Yeah, everyone's playing Baldur's Gates, man. I wanted to
God
fucking...
damn, man.
I wanted to play Baldur's Gate as well. But I didn't want to get... At first, I wanted to get it on PC. But then I thought my girlfriend might want to play it as well. But I'm not going to give her my PC. Ever. Then I thought, I'm going to get it on PS5. And I went on the PS Store, and those motherfuckers said that on PS5, Baldur's Gate coming out only on September 3rd. Or 5th? Some shit, like beginning of September. Then I got depressed, and I got KFC, and I got fat. So I have to wait for another month to get Baldur's Gate.
Fuck.
And let's see what time did he log on. All right, and it'll actually break down because sometimes it's a little deceiving until you get into the graph. It'll break down
Oh yeah.
exactly when he logged on and off. So right as he logged on,
Oh,
we got
yeah.
12,431 people. Here it is at 2 o'clock.
Yeah. 2
Now you
a.m.
notice in the blue,
and
the
that's
channel numbers are going down. So people are actually
people are
turning
going to
off
bed.
stream. It's
Yeah.
not like a bunch more people have actually logged on and that's helping the viewer number come up.
No.
No, it's one channel.
I don't know why my ZBrush is getting
This
bugged
is
out
what
every
it
time I
normally
alt-tab
should
it,
look
but
like,
it
right?
does.
Yeah,
It
that's what
pisses me
makes
off.
As your channels, different streamers are coming on, it should start increasing and your viewership will increase. Because you see,
That's
again, in the
stupid
blue,
fun.
it's going down. number of channels is decreasing. Asmongold's online, so everyone's going to watch him play Diablo. Now, what's really cool is when you go to the drop-off. Look at the...
That is really cool, isn't it? So basically, the moment that I stop playing the game, it dies. Like, it goes from being on, like, the front page of Twitch, and then the moment I go offline, it's dead. Oh, my God. I am the life support? Jesus.
Sharp drop-off in relation to the channels. Channels are just still slowly going down. But this has got a massive, just boom, like somebody had all of these viewers and then changed his category.
Yep, that's
okay. Well, so that's at 310. Everybody left.
Oh, guaranteed that's what happened.
I'm over here. What time did he turn over to just chatting?
Yep, there it is.
310.
What a surprise!
Holy shit! Looky there. All right, so let's see another
yeah,
example.
That's true. I need to show this video to the sponsors. Yeah, we got to get people to know about
August
this.
2nd at 1
Why
o'clock.
did I kill Diablo 4?
August 2nd, 1 o'clock.
Yep.
Again, same pattern. Logs on.
Mm-hmm.
Channels are going down. People are turning off Diablo 4. There's not an increase in channels.
Yep.
Skyrockets up. People are watching Asmongold, and then same thing. Boom.
Everybody just stops watching. I mean, I know obviously like, people are saying like, oh, it doesn't correlate 1-to-1. No, it doesn't. But like, it does in a way though, right? Because you know, interest in a game probably correlates to interest in a game. I don't know. I'm not saying like, I mean, it probably correlates to itself at least. Can't you say that? Like if something was at 100 and now it's at 50, I think you could say it went down. I mean, shit.
Falls down 5 o'clock in the morning. And what time did we change? 4:40. So,
boom.
You know, it's pretty obvious. I know it's not a super thing, but really what got me cracking up was this right here.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this is the real rabbit hole right here. So, I was doing a video for my my Diablo my Diablo parody.
Yeah.
Lilith Jean. I was trying to find some clips for that. If y'all saw that video, it's pretty hilarious. If you ain't seen it, go watch it. It's awesome. But I was looking for clips like this. So there's one like this, and there's another one where she's doing the same thing. And that's just hysterical to me. But when I went over to her profile, let's take a look at here and zoom back out. As you see,
don't you dare, sir.
We all know what she
Don't
does
you dare, sir, bad-mouthing Amaranth.
I mean, I don't know,
man. You shut your filthy mouth.
Like, she's racked up some serious fucking numbers on Diablo 4. Look at this shit. 150 fucking hours. Beaten out only by Mario Kart and Just Dance. I'd say that's pretty fucking impressive. 150 hours into Diablo 4.
My girl's been working.
She has 10,000 hours into ASM.
Fucking amazing.
I feel like she's been paid to do this here recently. And this is why I say this. So we got, look at here. March 18th, 19th, okay? And then June 1st, 2nd, or excuse me, June 1st, 3rd, 5th, 6th, 8th, 8th, 10, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 23.
Uh-huh.
Okay, you got all these. But you can see, I don't think she contributes a huge amount, but she's definitely contributed 11,000, 9,000.
I mean, I think that's a lot. I mean, the truth is, like, Amaranth, she is a big streamer. She's very popular. And her playing Diablo 4 would increase the section a lot. Yeah, she's a grinder. She is. People are not watching for the gameplay. I can see why you say that.
Boys, this is gonna come out so sick.
Watching.
So sick.
10,000, 8,000. I mean, she's contributing a pretty good bit of numbers to this. So if you don't know any better and you log on to Diablo and you're trying to judge if it's a popular game that you should spend your money on or whatever, and you don't even really watch what they're playing, you just see Diablo has X amount of viewers right now.
Right.
You're gonna be like, oh, that's a pretty popular game. But you don't know that it's just certain select streamers or whatever that are streaming the game that are helping boosting the popularity, especially when the number of channels is dropping off at that particular time.
And that's just the way it is, right? Is like on Twitch, if somebody like let's look right now, right? We got 15,000 people in the chat, okay? So like basically any game that I go and play, I'll refresh the directory. If I play any game, it's going to probably be in the top line, if not the first line, or sorry, if not the top line, then the second line on Twitch. And it's just that, like, the truth is, big streamers just influence viewership a lot. That's just the way things go. That's how it is. And so, like, viewership on Twitch is so top-heavy, it is insane. Like, almost everybody is watching. Like, you look at, like, WoW, for example, 14,000 viewers. Look at how many people are just watching, like, the top 20 streamers. But there's, like, you know, like, hundreds, probably maybe even thousands of other streamers here. All of these one-viewer Andys that are just, you know, it's actually not that many, but it's World of Warcraft, so it makes sense. This guy's just watching Aqua Teen Hunger Force. And, I mean, Twitch viewership is super top-heavy. There's a lot of people that only want to watch popular streams. I think the reason why is that, like, streams that don't have any viewers are kind of boring. Because, like, there's no real, like, there's not, like, that fucking, like, there's not the juice, you know? There's not the, you know, that dynamic. Yeah, there's no interaction.
Yeah.
So, like,
I can attest to that.
Streaming matters so much for,
I have to
like,
talk to myself most of the time. Holy shit.
People follow the herd. Yeah. Twitch is the most herd-based platform that I've ever seen. It's actually insane how bad herd behavior on Twitch is. I've never seen it anywhere even remotely close on any other platform.
Look at this right here. You're talking about 24,830 views. So you come in and you like...
That's a lot of views.
Damn. There's a lot of people watching that. And then Asmongold goes to react to some stuff, and it drops to 6,000. I'm talking about 430.
That shit went to the ground.
See if I can be precise in my movement.
410.
To 410.
Yep.
To 430.
That shit went straight into the fucking
is when that dropped off. You're talking about almost 20,000 viewers dropped off.
Jesus.
That's why I say Asmongold single-handedly propping up the numbers.
But that means also
that's crazy.
When Asmongold logs off,
so basically I am the necromancer not only in game but for the game.
True, brother.
Like I resurrect the game every single time that I play it.
You can see the average is in these valleys right here. Yeah, there's some other streamers that are obviously. I'm not trying to defeat some of the other guys because you have people like Rax that get on, you have people like Vegito that get on, you know, all these different people and all their numbers, you know, like DM and all these guys, and their stuff starts stacking up.
Destroyer indicator.
Somebody got on right here, July 30th, that contributed over 10,000.
That's a lot.
And then went right here and dropped off again.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who that is. It wasn't Asmon. Somebody wants to go dive in, try to figure out. Y'all probably know who the bigger streamers are better than I do, but that is somebody
Quinn,
with Asmongold's kind of reach that got on right here and then got off right here.
Yeah, I think
and
it would make sense.
And then we see our man get
Quinn
on.
or Shroud.
Asmon actually did get on right here and get off right here. That's pretty common.
Why is this a big deal?
31st.
I think that, like, Twitch viewership, the reason why it's a big deal is that everybody thinks it's a big deal. Straight up. Right? It's because, like, it's the same as, like, if a stream is going down in viewership, people stop watching it for no other reason than it's going down in viewership. So if they see other people are leaving, then they leave because other people are leaving. It has nothing to do with, like, the quality of the content. It's just that other people are leaving, and then so they move and they do something else. So I think it does matter. Absolutely. There's a reason it's going down, don't you think? Yeah. PoE doesn't have a lot. I mean, well, the thing is, PoE, like, every game is going to have this to an extent.
31st, right there.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, the big streamers are single-handedly propping up your big number spikes that you're seeing.
Doubt. 100%.
Again, I like
even
to
if it's not
correlate
me,
this
Shroud
with,
or somebody else.
some actual fact. So here it is. I just thought that was pretty fun. Actually, what sparked it is the other day I was going to look at Asmon's live stream, which actually got timed out. Maybe some of y'all actually saw that. So a couple of people were laughing about it. Like, he was playing Diablo 4, which is actually what got me thinking. Like, I clicked, I said, damn, Diablo 4's got, I think it was like 20,000 viewers or some shit. And I was like, damn. And as soon as I clicked on it, I saw Asmon was on there with like 14,000. And I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. So clicked on there, went in, saw what he was doing. He was playing the game. And I was talking to some guys in there, just Mickey Mousing around, saying, "Oh, are you Hog? Yeah, whatever. I'm not important. Let's watch what Asmon's doing." And then
This looks good.
He rolled something, on the
I don't like it.
itemization of the enchanter or whatever, and it just gave him some trash stats. So I said, like, shitty trash, and they timed me out for that. So I was like, okay. And everyone kind of laughed about that, and
Yep, there you
Asmon was
go.
like, that is what it is. It was pretty funny to me, but
That's about right.
that's what kind of led me to be like, holy shit, yeah. And then when I seen the Amoranth clip, well, let's see, I know there's another one. Yeah, right here. This one right here tickles me to death.
It's no longer available. I wonder why.
Oh, the clip's not available, but the image is. Yeah, that clip's my favorite right there. It's pretty funny. But anyway, appreciate y'all for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more Hog content. We'll see you next time.
Wait.
Wild in.
So, Amarath has the most popular clip of all time for Diablo 4? That's true?
Did I press a button? I was looking at my monitor.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking true.
Touche.
Anyway, appreciate y'all for watching. Hit like and subscribe for more Hog content. We'll see you next time.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I'll link y'all the video. This is a Hog video. We've seen them before. We see it again. I'll link y'all this. This is a funny one. Kira TV video. Yeah. I'll get to it here. Give it a link. Give it a like if you liked it. There you go. It's actually crazy how much like one or two people can influence the entire section and like make it a popular game or not on the website. And it's just crazy also because, like, if the game isn't doing well, it's not popular, then people think it's bad. Straight up. They think it's fucking garbage. Like, bro, you see Diablo down here with this few viewers? Dead game. Getting beaten by Lineage. When the fuck did Lineage come out? Like 1998? Holy shit. Diablo 4 is not fun to watch, but fun to play, just like PoE and other ARPGs. But people watch PoE and people watch Diablo on the release, and then they move away from it over time. I think that's generally what happens. That's just crazy, man. And also, like, as soon as people see big streamers leaving, right, then everybody else leaves too.
1 second. Gotta play that social media game. Anyway, what Asman just said was so true. Like, look at me. Dude, starting streaming in 2023 is such an ungrateful and unfulfilling thing to do. Like, if you hate yourself, go for it. I've been streaming for 2 months now. I get 0.3 viewers on average. But because I'm fucking stubborn as shit, keep doing it till it works out. But yeah, starting on any platform, I believe, right now, like, because before I started, I was really looking at starting on stream or on Twitch or on YouTube or maybe even Kick. And Twitch still won over everything else just because it has more third-party tools that are available. It also is more intuitive in terms of how the whole system works. And it still has the best discoverability out of all of those platforms. YouTube is good in the sense that everybody's on YouTube. Everybody has a YouTube account. So every Joe Schmo and his mother would be able to simply click on my links and then watch them. Whether with Twitch, you have to have an account and you can't just simply go and watch someone. So that's the most, like, the biggest plus of YouTube, for example. But everything else is kind of better on Twitch at the moment. So here we are, 2 months later, still kicking it. Growing little by little, just tiny increment. I get like 1 to 2 followers a week. It is what it is. Point is, it is hard to, unless you're already an established and huge content creator on Twitch, it's really hard to get going. But see, gonna keep on kicking. Anyway, clowns have to say.
This week on Two Bears, One Cave. Most dudes that look like that are not that funny. Triple mattress too. So go to Sot off list for a long time, but choice. Great news. He was on the waiting list for a long time, but Bert was approved for a liver draining treatment in Belgium. So he is there right now. And because of that, we are fortunate enough to have a great fill-in guest bear. Give it up for the one and only Theo Von, everybody. Rawr. Thanks for coming,
Fucking
man.
love
Dude, thank you
Theo.
for having me here, man. And thank
One
you.
of
I
the
want to thank you
greats.
too for just over the years. Like if I've ever called or had a needed suggestion about something, you always offer me suggestion or get
It's
some
my
guidance.
pleasure.
So I appreciate that.
Anytime. I love when you call, and it's fun to have those conversations with other comics. You know, it's like it's fun that we all like kind of share. We share what we know and what we've experienced with one another, and I think it benefits all of us to like take care of each other. You know, like we're in a business where there's no like union, but in a way we kind of unionize in our own way. Like we talk to each other. You know.
Yeah, it's true. That's a good point. But appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm sorry this happened to Bert. Yeah, I hope. Yeah,
it's
you never know what's gonna. It's just God.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I mean, it's like his 14th or 15th surgery in a year.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. My Whoop alert, my Whoop bracelet will get things from him. Sometimes it'll be like, oh, Bert's not doing good.
Really,
Yeah.
and the Whoop will tell you that.
Yeah, I
They're
think just because it
incredible.
knows, because my phone is, since we have each other's numbers, it'd be like, oh yeah, check in on him,
Check in on Bert.
check pulse.
I think he is the only Whoop customer that they're like, other people need to know about his stuff.
Yeah, dude.
They're the only one. They're like, this guy is it's a problem.
Oh, in the middle of the night, I got a sodium high score the other night. I was like, what is that?
I'm digging these. We're talking about glasses. Those work, dude.
Oh, thanks, man.
Are those regularly? Like you bust those out, or special occasions? Or
Yeah, I wear these. These are actually kind of disguise glasses. I'll wear them like if I'm in the airport or somewhere to kind of be a little more incognito, I guess. You know.
I mean, I don't think they have that effect. I
don't think so?
No, I just think they look good. They're good glasses.
Let me think.
I don't think I look over. I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? I think. I think I'd be like, that's Theo Von.
Yeah, maybe I got to get them tinted or something. But
Yeah, because just to be clear, you did say I have some sunglasses.
yeah.
And those are not.
Yeah. It's the
Oh, you
color
wear
of the
these-
lenses.
I'll wear them in the sun, dude. It sucks.
Oh, those suck.
Oh yeah.
Those suck.
for the
Sunglasses. Yeah.
I would say yeah. I wouldn't put them on a baby.
Have you explored why you think they suck as sunglasses?
No, I haven't really gotten into it, but it's not. I think a lot of it is more me pretending that they work.
Yeah, I could see that.
But yours look sharp, man. I feel like.
Thank you. I really, I don't know about you. I feel in a way a bit like a sunglasses hoe, meaning like, I lose a good bit of them, right? Like, but you find ones that you just have a big wide head. Like you have to get the right framing, but a pair of sunglasses that work for you, it changes your whole vibe and your whole day. You know, like even if you said like you could see them on somebody, and it doesn't matter who they are, it can really change your perception of them.
Oh yeah, I think anybody, if somebody, like it could be a damn inmate, it could be a damn pedophile, whatever. If somebody shows up with fucking, those look territorial. It means like, okay,
Yeah.
I know what's going on around here.
Yeah.
I've been in a convertible recently.
Yeah.
I am experienced in this area.
Yeah.
I'm gonna molest everybody.
Yeah.
You know? All you softcore boys better get out of this neighborhood.
It is a thing where like I've told this story before, but one time I hired a
I'm just
a
adding
realtor
some,
to find me a place. This was back in Cali.
some edge
and
damage.
I noticed that this dude
These-
because you can't
otherwise
not
they
notice
look
it, was
too-
bringing a pretty big
clean.
briefcase to every time we met up, and like you just don't see
Too manufactured.
dudes rock briefcases
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah. And he's like putting it on the table, talking about stuff, bringing it to these showings. And then one time I go to his office and I see the briefcase and I was like, you don't really see dudes with briefcases a lot, like you.
Yeah.
And I don't see him open it much. I'm like, it's pretty unique. And he goes, you want to see what's in here? And I'm like, yeah, all right.
But
So
I
he
want to
goes-
do it just enough so
he
that I don't
opens it,
lose the
and it is
recognition
like,
of the actual
it's,
patterns
It's got like the
or
soft
shapes.
felt interior. It's custom made, and it's just 12 pairs of sunglasses. And I was like, "Is this what you're bringing to all of your meetings?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I go, what's going on? Like, what's this all about? And he goes, oh, you want to see? And he goes, it just depends on what kind of meeting. And this is when you're like, this guy is insane. He goes, depends on what I'm feeling like that day, what kind of meeting. And then he busts out a pair and he goes, like, these right here. And he puts them on. He goes, you want to fuck with me? You're not gonna fuck with me if I got these fucking things on. And I was like, yeah, no, absolutely. I knew that I was with a completely crazy person. And I was like, right. He goes, that's why I got these, man. He goes, these are the don't fuck with me. So if I'm going to a meeting and I don't want people to fuck around, I put these on. And then he's like, and he picks them off and he gives another. He's like, these are like for like, you know, I'm interested. Yeah. I'm interested in your property. I don't want to threaten you. I'm like, okay. And that was his whole briefcase scenario. It wasn't papers, it wasn't pens, it had nothing. It was just sunglasses. And in a way, I kind of get what he's going for. Yeah. But that was that dude's, like, that was his mojo. Like, that's what carried him. Like, some people, you know, they got to have their jacket or whatever that makes them feel like this guy. It was all sunglasses. It was all sunglasses.
Yeah, some people, I guess, do have, like, a Fonzarelli had that jacket.
Yeah.
Who else is somebody that wore like a specific kind of accoutrement or whatever?
What about in comedy? Isn't there some people that have like you never see them without something? I feel like there is.
Well, those acts
let's
are gone.
make
Dude,
a
how
soul
many
stone
acts
out of
were
this
there
thing.
That used to have something. Have a fiddle, have a buddy, have a little black guy sitting on their knee or whatever. They used to have all of it, and now it's like you're lucky to find a guy who's.
Hey, Reggie. About to start our bit. Yeah, you're right. Remember those Italian dudes that had like, you saw those guys, right? It was like 2 Italian dudes, and that was like their act. It was like a real.
Yeah.
One of them owned the act. So so he never switched out, and then but he would switch out the second guy like every few years.
Yeah. Like Joe and Ricky or Joe and Ronnie or something, or Joe and Ronnie the second or whatever.
That's right. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I mean,
they had a room over there off of in like Van Nuys or
yes, and like when you're early days when you're just trying to get, you're like, hey, and they're like, all right, and he had like the hair greased back. I mean, it was a real like persona type of act.
Yeah, they were greased up. One of them was real, had his hair greased up. One of the other guy was bald. I think he just put a bunch of grease on his head.
Just put grease all over his bald head.
I was like, damn, dude.
Like, yeah, dude, you're sweaty, man. It's a good look. Do you have a thing where, because I have a thing where if I'm doing stand-up, I don't want to be like I can't be like too dressed a certain way that's like feels too cool or like too, you know what I mean? Like sometimes you get like a jacket and you're like, it's a cool jacket, you like it, but then you go like, oh, I don't want to do stand up in this jacket. No, like, I can't. And they're like, why would I go? Because it just feels like too much. It feels like you don't want to feel like you're an action star. Doing stand up, right? So
that would be. I feel like if you're too cool, I don't know how you can do comedy if you're too cool.
Yeah, it's too. That's the thing is that I always tell people like you don't get to be both. Yeah, you could be cool, and like you could be kind of funny if you're cool. But if you're like trying to be like comedian level, like pro level, then you're not like the coolest. You can't be.
Well, but then I agree with you. That would always be like, because I think most comics never really felt cool. So if you went into something, but then so over time you have guys like Dice who did it really. Yeah,
but it was like hyper cool. Like it was it became like it wasn't this is a that guy's a pretty cool guy. It was like a put on persona of I mean, you know,
hey,
like
I'm in your pussy.
Yeah. Like so it was cool caricature.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's interesting. You got that guy. You have Matt Rife, who's like the most handsomer comedian that they've ever even made, and some people say he's an NPC or something, or he's
a what?
Doing something for Biden or whatever.
What? Really? Jesus Christ, is that what Matt looks like? I see this is like the second time I've seen him. I'm like,
and look, I don't even want to see that much. I've never seen that much of any man.
I mean, here's the thing. But
you don't have handsome, I mean, look at this, dude. He's resting. He's getting a little rest in on his muscle.
No, you know what? It's a good one to bring up because this is actually against everything that you're told
Agreed.
is possible. Where somebody's like, he's a handsome, like good-looking kid. I mean, he looks like a model. You know, he's a model.
Yeah.
Model body, and then he is a funny guy, though. I mean, I give him, he's a funny dude. I've seen him. I've seen the clips that they're all
The
viral.
clips are funny, man.
And he really knows. Like, he's fun working a room.
Really good at it.
And yeah, I mean, he's just good at that. So yeah, you can't say that it's impossible, but also
It's unique though.
it's very unique. It's singular. It's like it works with him doing what he's doing. In other words, like if you go, I'm gonna pose like this and do, like, I don't know, man, like you could try, but it's probably working for him because it's a unique thing where he's authentically being himself. I think he is
That guy.
this guy.
Yeah.
He's both a good-looking kid and he's quick and witty and funny, and it all works.
Yeah.
But most of the time, if like most dudes that look like that are not that funny.
Yeah. And
know?
most dudes that look like that are women.
Right.
I mean, no joke. I
Yeah.
love Matt. I commend. It's awesome. It's awesome to see anybody doing well.
Matt Rife, gay boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying there's some of the
Yeah.
topics that are out there. Okay.
Yeah.
But nobody has that. I mean, Matt, it looks better than a lot of the women that I've dated. I think, honestly,
He's beautiful.
the guy
Yeah.
is damn beautiful,
Yeah,
dude.
he is beautiful. I mean, I 1,000% agree that he is.
And blacks like him.
Yeah. All blacks.
A
Yeah.
lot of them.
Yeah. Well, he has kind of like swag down, and he talks.
The
with
ladies
a-
like him. Shamar Moore got on stage with him the other day.
Yeah, I think I saw that. Yeah.
That was insane.
Yeah, he and I saw that. Yeah, because he goes, I'm pretty too. Like he was like standing up for pretty men. It was the wildest shit where he's like, we're people too, all right, and we deserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, we need a few more mirrors in the
Yeah.
economy. But
It
we
was-
are people too.
It was
son.
insane. But yeah, it is its own. It's such a unique
Okay.
thing going on there. But I mean, look, it works for that kid. I don't think most of the
Let me just quickly go over, I guess, what I've done. Silent the entire time. Beautiful fellas. Anyway, so the soul stone is more like a crystal kind of gemstone in a way. So the best way that I like to make rocks or like stones or like crystals is just have like a base shape molded out, just like a vague general shape of what the crystal will be, and then just creating these little creases for the edges, and then with the flattened brush to kind of go in and create these flat surfaces along these ridges, and that creates this kind of crystally organic looking kind of rock formation, because it looks chiseled, but it's not as perfect as like a jewelry diamond or jewelry precious gem. It's more of a like a crystal you would see form naturally in nature. And the idea behind this, why I'm placing a crystal or a soul stone into her forehead, is because in the campaign for Diablo 4, she uses, well, first of all, she's using one soul stone to kind of bring forth one of the demons that she needs to help her with whatever she's doing. And to do that, she took the soul stone, and that demon was captured within that soul stone, and she just lodged that fucking crystal into a human boy's skull. He just like fucking stabbed him with the crystal into his head. And then another idea that this ties into is that her father, Mephisto, by the end of the campaign, is imprisoned in another soul stone. So this is like a callback to those two things. Like she's still being haunted by her father's presence and having the same done to her skull that she did to that boy. That's portions. Like,
time, like, you know, you see like somebody can be like pretty cool and funny, like movie stars. Sometimes like you go, the guy's got like a great personality, like can deliver a line, but it's not the same as like getting on stage with a mic and like you know what you see, like I always bring up, if you see like Rogan is jacked, right?
Yeah.
okay.
But
That's almost an anomaly.
But he does his best to mask that on stage. On stage, he wears oversized shit all the time.
He does wear that big.
Because what happens is if he were wearing like a fitted shirt, then you'd be like, look at this guy's fucking jacked body.
Right, you're watching his muscles.
You'd be watching. Yeah, you want people to like not be distracted by that.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like big, crazy like tits, and if a woman's wearing like really fitted out, you're like, okay, and that's what you're gonna look at. You know, you see like most women like will wear, if they're really doing stand up and taking it serious, like most of them won't
Accentuate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of a thing you have to do, unless you're Matt Rife.
Yeah.
Then you're a beautiful woman and you can show it
God.
and be funny. Yeah.
I mean, in any orbit, he's going to do well now. It's like that's what the new thing is.
Yeah.
You know, he could do a gender reveal on himself once a year, and people would fucking lose their minds. And I only say that out of admiration. Like, first of all, who wouldn't want to be handsome? Like, God,
Yeah,
could you
like
imagine
that?
if you,
Yeah.
when you were young, if you were handsome?
He must have.
I mean, he's really handsome.
Did he
you know?
model? Because I mean, he looks like a. Did he not model at some point?
I'm sure they're coming at him now.
Yeah. Oh, now the offers have to be
For Estee Lauder. But also, I wonder if this is something that we're seeing, Tom, where it's like you're starting to see a merge of a lot of things.
When
in
did
the
I
world,
split
right?
this?
Yeah,
I don't
you're
remember
seeing
splitting
guys
this.
like who ran, who were the
Kind of cool. Happy accident.
who had their own game show, reality show, and now they're
Be easier to
president of the
texture.
United States. You know,
It's insane. Yeah.
you're seeing a lot. You're seeing boxers fight retired, semi-injured urban men, you know, for big purses.
Yes.
Who are pro athletes. Like, you're just seeing a lot of merging. So I wonder if this is just kind of part of that, where things are merging. You know,
I think you're totally right. I think what this is a result of is the evolution of when it used to be you had to be granted the right to do something. So whether it was boxing or stand up or a movie, the powers that controlled that would go, you're allowed to do this now. And then you go, oh, thank you so much. And now, like, you, Theo Von, tomorrow could be like, I'm going to box somebody. And because there's an internet and you have a...
So this is a dragon brush, an insert brush, and it has all these little body parts of a dragon skeleton. And it's really handy sometimes because these are really kind of spiky and whimsical looking. That's where I got that spine from. And now I want to try ribcage. And what I'm saying is, like, it really works when you want to add some kind of dragon remains elements to the artwork, or even a full dragon skeleton and then rework it in some way so it doesn't look like it's a generic dragon from ZBrush, but like a unique dragon skeleton. But if it's just body parts like these, you know, sometimes they work as just design elements, which is what I want to try. I think it's bugged out again. Just wait for the quick save and start.
Fan base, and people would go like, all right, it's like you then you're a boxer, you know, and then like, and the crazy thing is that like your pay-per-view numbers could be like they would be legit pay-per-view numbers.
Right.
Like, people would go like, oh yeah, you see that boxer Theo? Oh, you fucking like that's how crazy it is now. Is that you just have to have the nerve to go, this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the beauty of it all. It's what brings about both sides of it. It brings about the shittiness where people are like, this is garbage, and you're like, yeah, ignore it then. But also it lets things pop because somebody goes, I want to do this, and I'm not asking permission. Yeah, you just do it.
That's a good point. Yeah, never in the world has there been a better time where you could literally set a phone up in your yard.
It's crazy.
And start a carnival.
Yeah, you could.
For the whole world. You could literally say, hey, Mom, come out here. hit her with something, right?
This episode is sponsored by Blue Chew. Let's talk about sex. Guys, remember the days when you were always ready to go? Mother, it was fucking amazing.
Yeah, and then you're on the wheelchair mother tour and you're selling like, and you have these t-shirts.
And she forgives you. She's your mom. You're not going to go to prison. She forgives you. Yeah, its charges are dropped, and you get her like one of the state-of-the-art Sprinter van with the fucking thing that goes up. Yeah, those are amazing.
And it plays the best is for I think a lot of handicapped people love when you put that horn on it, like.
Oh man,
because even if you're handicapped, you want to fucking at least people to not think you are before you get out of the vehicle.
I wish that there was a little more. Like, I wish you ran into a few more of them with, like, a few more jokes. You know what I mean? Like, a little, like, just like a little more flavor. Like having a song play when the, like, or just like, I don't know, like
an intro song, like when the van opens up.
Yes.
Smoke should come out.
Yeah, dude. Right? Like,
yeah, you're right.
Why isn't that a little more, like, have a little.
Yeah, you're right.
Little hot sauce on your.
Yeah, have a ramp that maybe does a circle or something.
Something like that. Give me a little juice, or like throw a little, like, I don't know, like an exhaust pipe on your chair, like as it, you know, have it make a like a noise or something. You know, like, hey, give me a little action. Give me a little.
People can yell out the window, "These Asians need to chill." You know, people that don't know what's going on.
Exactly.
Yeah, I want to hear some racism in the distance, dude.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like, and you should do blackface if you're in a wheelchair. Who's gonna?
Yeah. No one's gonna say anything to you.
What are they gonna say?
Yeah.
And whose side would you be on at that point? That's an interesting thing to think about.
That is an excellent question, because I feel like if you have any amount of decency, you're gonna side with blackface.
Yeah.
Like, if you are a decent human being at your core, you're gonna be like, this man can't stand. Let him do what he wants to his face.
Yeah.
You know?
It's all he has left.
That's all he's got. Yeah.
Man, you're out of your mind, dude.
God. Is blackface that bad?
I've said how I feel about it, but people don't want to hear it.
I do.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think if you're a if you're a young kid and you like love a guy like Draymond Green or you know, one of your favorite athletes, or even, then I think it's weird. We're almost perpetuating the racism. It feels like to me. I'm also white, you know.
Yeah, sure, I understand.
And so it feels though like at a certain point you would say, oh, this kid can do that. He can idolize a black character because he's not, at a certain point, the malice has gone out of it. It's not like you're making, because they used to have to do it because of the, they didn't allow black people to be in movies, and so they would paint white people black. Right. The minstrel shows and stuff. Or they would sometimes paint, like, and they would make them look goofy sometimes.
Yeah.
So black people really felt offended by it.
So it's rooted in something terrible.
Right.
But that doesn't mean, but your point actually is a very good point, that a kid who's like 5 and just admires a person of color doesn't go like, is this rooted in a terrible thing? Right. They just go like, oh, I
I
love
want to
this
be
guy.
DJ Metcalf. I want to. Yeah, that's who I want to be. So I don't know.
Yeah.
But I guess it's instance to instance, you know, because you don't want to get like 6 frat dudes.
Yeah, that's true.
From the University of South Carolina racism.
That's true. And they're good at it there.
Oh, they're good, yeah.
I think what we're really saying is that if you're a parent of a small white child, do you have any nerve, or are you a coward, you know?
That's true, huh?
Are you going to paint your kid's face black, or are you just going to be weak?
Yep. Because now's the time.
Now's the time to show who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halloween is what? August, September, 3 months away, boy.
Plenty of time to order product.
Get that shade, baby. Now, what if you came out with Segura Safe Shade for black facing?
Yeah.
This clip isn't gonna go over well.
No, it's not. It's gonna hurt one day.
Hey, look, I'm just saying things. Bert's texting me what to say.
Yeah, this is very much in his line of thinking.
That's wild, dude. But yeah, do you remember, Tom? Like, do you remember when you started? Because we probably started around the same time. There were more novelty acts, though. Remember that?
Yes,
that was gone.
Bigger, absolutely. It was a bigger thing, and I think it's because we didn't realize it, but we were at the kind of the tail end of having. You could have a 15-minute act that bought you a career. That's what it was ending. In other words, you could have that was when people would see an act and go, development deal, we should make a show around this character that you've created. Yeah. And so people were taking things like, okay, I'm the keyboard guy with a funny hat, or I'm the Italian greaseball guy. And they were just hoping for someone to see it and go, here's some money. Here's some money to make that a bigger thing, to make it a sitcom. It's funny how the sitcom also, in the time that we've done stand-up, was everyone's ultimate goal. Yeah. And then it shifted to no one is interested at all. Nobody goes oh man, I really want to get a sitcom. Isn't that weird? We were doing stand-up at the beginning, they were just well,
you give anything.
A sitcom? You're that's what this is all about.
Yeah, if a new sitcom popped off, you would almost start being like whoever the star of it was. It was oh, this is how you do it.
I mean, I remember people landing shows, and you were like, oh shit, that's the lottery. That's the home run dream of this whole thing, is what this dude just got, Yeah. And it's so bizarre to me that I saw somebody have a show that, what's weird now is that all the networks, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, they all have secondary streaming components. So apps, you can watch Peacock. Yeah. I forget what CBS is called, but it's they all have one. And now those apps and those streaming ones actually make shows. But, and I don't mean this to sound like super condescending, but I'm who I don't know anybody who goes, did you check out that thing on the CBS?
Yeah.
I'm what? I don't know any, but they're making shows. But the difference is nobody goes, man, I hope I get one of those shows.
Right.
When we were starting out and starting to do shows, and everybody was God, I want to get a sitcom.
Oh, give anything.
Yeah, and then it morphed it's like as streaming became popular and like specials changed and podcasts changed, everybody was like, oh, it's like they realized, oh, that's actually not what I want. Because the only people that are really going to try to get those now are people who genuinely want to do that.
Want it. That's a
I
good
think
point.
that we were all like, oh, we were told that's the dream. So you're like, oh, okay, I have to go after that then.
Yeah.
That's the dream, right? But I think most of us actually were like, I don't think I'm a sitcom guy.
I'd be good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I remember I would go on auditions and I would hate every minute of it.
Yeah.
I would hate preparing for it. I would hate, and I could feel that I would hate it. I think I was just too afraid to say that this isn't what I want to do because I felt like it was what the status quo was or what the direction of the river had always been. And it'd be like, well, if I say I don't want to do this, then it must mean I can't maybe even do comedy. You know, I felt like you couldn't just be a comedian. Like you had to also want to do this other stuff or there was no real outlet for you. I don't know what I thought. But I remember being in rooms, being too nervous to even... Dude, one time I went in this room, and sometimes the rooms would be, bro, like a bathroom. They're so small, you go into audition in.
Yeah, terrible.
And there's like, they have a little camera, and you couldn't even see the person. You were talking like behind the camera, and there's a bright light. And then they're like, all right, you're Anthony or something, you know?
Yeah.
You were lost in the woods, you know?
Yeah. You said that so aggressively. Like they were like, you were lost.
Yeah, well, they would always, I got all these war movie things like POW type of shit. And so probably 70% of my auditions were for POWs. And
Really?
Yeah. What did you get a lot?
Yeah, hostage. I got hostage a lot. No, I mean, I don't know, man. You know, friend. It was always like this guy's fat friend.
Head
or
butcher?
Like, yeah, but I actually have had butchers.
Yeah, I can see that. Sorry, I don't want to say it out loud.
No,
that was a little aggressive.
No, I've gotten that. Fucking,
and he's a good man. Look, he's a good man.
He works at the cemetery. I got those. Yeah. Guy digs ditches, shit like that. It was never like the cool fucking Matt Rife roles.
Oh,
Yeah.
never,
No,
dude.
No.
Yeah, do I get a gun that shoots collagen into my skin like Matt Rife? Probably, like, you know. Like, that would be nice. But yeah, I got a lot of POW stuff, and so a lot of times it would, you know, it would be like, yeah, I'm lost in the woods or I'm escaping or some shit, and I hated it though. But I kept doing it.
But that's the thing is that, man, I hated it too. The funny thing is, I'm like being around you, looking at you. It feels like it would be. I mean, it feels easy, like to imagine them shaping a show around you, though. You know, like you're so unique, and like your story, your back. It feels like they would have been like jumping on each other to go like, we got a show for you. Was that not ever brought to you?
Never.
Like, really?
Yeah, I think they thought I was some crazy right-wing wigger kind of dude, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of times. And so...
That's a great idea for a show.
I pitched it. But they don't... Nobody wants what you pitched.
If that's the log line, they're like, what's this show about? Like, it's just crazy right-wing wigger.
Yeah.
And his friends. And like, it's
Oh, dude.
green light it. Let's go. 22 episodes.
BLM, son. You know what I'm saying, dude?
Oh, fuck.
But it was, yeah, I thought, yeah, but I am amazed sometimes when I look back at just my own part of my life, how much I went against probably what my real feeling was of what I was enjoying doing, or maybe not able to see that, oh, I really enjoyed the stand-up part.
Yeah.
But the acting part was a real challenge to get myself to do.
And it's like, it's so funny because what you realize is like you should just listen to yourself on that.
Oh, yeah, I wish I would have.
Yeah, and that we all realize it with time and age, right? The one that used to kill me when I would get this thing and they're like, you know, this is the grandfather. And I'd be like, hey, do you think they're going to probably book a guy who's like 70 doing this? So, you know, shit like that. And they would go, it would just be good for them. It would be good for them to see you though. And I'm like, but this is a waste of time.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. And then you prepare.
That work?
And you go and you sit in a room and you're like, these are all guys in their set, like the logical thing. And I'm like, man, like I just spent so much time and energy doing something that was for a waste. And there were things like that all the time where they're like, you know, you're going to play the part is a guy who's 400 pounds or something. I'm like, don't you think they're going to get like a 400-pound guy? And they're like, no, you should just go. And you go to the waiting room and you're like, no, these guys are all huge as fuck. You know,
Yeah.
like that's what
People
the
are
part.
CPAP, and there's like a
Yeah,
there's like a CPAP hub where they're all locked in,
They
getting
all
the
had
same air.
fucking carts. You know, meet one of those and big old Burt bodies. I was like, no, they're gonna book one of these guys. So, but just shit like that where you're like, why am I even putting this effort into this thing?
Yeah.
I remember the day where because I would really fucking loathe commercial auditions. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
fuck. And I went on a few, and yes, I booked a few. I mean, my batting record or average was just absolutely deplorable. I mean, some people were like really good at it. They were always.
Yeah.
I think I did 4 commercials. I don't know, but the point being that I realized that I'm like getting auditions, and I'm like, nah, I don't want to go to that. Like I'm internally going like, don't go. And then one day the commercial agent was like, hey, you know, like we keep sending you stuff and you're not going. And it was like, it's like part of like your growth as a person. I go, yeah, I'm not going to go on anymore. You can take me off and they were like, really? I go, yeah, I don't want to do this. And they were like, okay. And so I just, you know, I stopped. I just didn't do it. And I was like, oh, that feels, you know, I was like, that feels better. I don't want to do that. Why am I putting myself through this shit, you know? And the thing you find out is that later on, you know, managers and like your theatrical agents, if there's a huge thing, they find out about it too. And they go, do you want to audition? And what I found, I was like, no. The only thing I've ever even sent in ever since then was like a voiceover audition, because you just sit in a room and you're like, here you go. I don't know. It's like throwing it against the wall.
Yeah, doing a cartoon, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be fun. But that's kind of it. I mean, I go like, I don't want to, like the whole thing of like, this one's in Santa Monica. And you're like, are you fucking serious? Like 2-hour drive out there to sit
And
in one
it's
of the,
right by that library too.
Yeah.
And they're always, they like equipped people down there with weapons. I remember a couple years ago, somebody did, a lot of the homeless people. There was like I don't want to say it was like a Renaissance fair thing that broke down, and the homeless people like accosted it.
Yeah.
So there was like, I would say almost maybe 4 months where half the homeless people down there had swords and looked like fucking lady or man Guinevere, you know? Like it was like, there was, can we see a picture of Lady Guinevere, sir?
let's see.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So it got real risque down there for a while.
Santa Monica was, and Venice was even
Venice is
crazier.
unreal. It is yeah.
How is it in Nashville, by the way? Is it, good vibes? Is it like?
It's quiet. You couldn't cheat on your wife there.
Yeah, okay. All right, cool. Good.
I think it's that kind of town. There's no way you could go anywhere without, you couldn't cheat on your diet there without somebody knowing. Like, it's just that, it's a small community.
Yeah, where like it's small. It's a bigger city to most people, but then you realize it's smaller than you think it is. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, there'd be nowhere, say if you were going to do adultery or whatever, right? There'd be nowhere to invite somebody that you would
could
feel comfortable.
hide,
Right.
yeah.
So, yeah, and that's really the best way. It's kind of like but it's an applicable way to say it to people.
Kind of like it. I think this works. Now let's think. Is there anything else that I could add without breaking this composition? First of all, let's add some detail to the rib cage. Just because otherwise the texture and it's just gonna look too 16. It has some character. And again, I'm not too worried about, you know, how these interactions are on the model. One, because no one's gonna see it, and two, we're not creating this for anything but a front side render image from this angle, and it's not going to be used for any animation or video game assets or anything other than, you know, a still image render. So anything that you don't see the back, that's why like you don't really care about the details at the back. Yo, hello, Hidu. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, so that's why there's not a lot of detail at the back here, because we really just don't care. And adding detail all over the place, even at the back, will obviously increase the heaviness of the model and increase the render times, because the rendering engine will be reading all this information and it will calculate all this detail and how the light interacts with it later, which is why you don't really want to, you know, you want to leave as much stuff empty as possible at the back if it's not going to be, if you plan ahead and you know that those parts are not going to be seen ever on the render. So that's why this piece is all like front loaded and detail heavy on the front, because the final render will be from this angle. I don't know, I think we're kind of ready to go forward. The texturing and everything. And every time I look at the screensaver artworks of other artists, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, why am I even... What am I doing in ZBrush? They're all so fucking... See these whole holes? Model. It's probably not whole. Probably just like two layers of geometry going through each other like this. Like if they're touching, it's two layers. And sometimes when you use pull and push brushes, and basically what sculpting brushes do, they kind of like press on top of the mesh, and then they either push it inwards or pull it outwards, right? And when you have a lot of micro details like these, sometimes what happens is two layers kind of go through each other like this, And that's the artifacts that you see. See closely one here. Oh, there. That's see. It looks like a hole, but it's not. It's actually because the geometry is pushed through another geometry, and you can smooth brush that here as well. See, smoothing just fixes it slightly, and I realized that because at first you saw me use this button close holes because I thought those were holes, and they weren't. Because I pressed the button and nothing changed. It didn't those artifacts didn't appear. So I realized, okay, that must be geometry. You just fix that. If it wasn't just geometry pushing through each other, those probably would have been holes, and you could have fixed it by just if your model doesn't have any subdivisions. If it does, you just delete lower or delete higher, whatever. Just make sure that your current subtool or model doesn't have any subdivisions on it, and then you just press this button right here, close holes under the modified topology, close holes, and it will basically all the openings on the model that you might have. Brush. Anyway, it's not something this close to the model anyway. Project. Angle. All right.